we are going to discuss certain few other phylums like phylum Ctenophora, phylum Platyhelminthes, phylum Nemathelminthes. So let us start with phylum Ctenophora. So phylum Ctenophora, these are commonly called comb jellies. Clear? Comb jellies. Now, habitat, if we consider the habitat, we will see this is the another one phylum which is exclusively marine. We don't find neither any terrestrial nor any freshwater or organism in this phylum. Clear? So exclusively marine. They are solitary, free, either solitary pelagic, free swimming animals, generally found in deep sea. They are oval to rounded and they are carnivorous. They always eat certain zooplanktons. Clear? And another very important property they have, many of them shows bioluminescence. You can see they emit light. Clear? So we know that many of the sea organisms emit lights, and Ctenophora is one of the most important sea organism which can emit light. Now, if we go on for the body symmetry, they are biradial symmetry. Biradial symmetry means their arrangement of comb plates give appearance of radial symmetry, but the tentacles and branching gastrovascular cavity clears. So you can see here, if you go on for, this is the mouth and this is the pharynx and this is the branch gastrovascular cavity, two tentacles on both the sides. So if we go on for these structures, you will find they are bilateral. But if we go on their comb plates, clear, there are 8 comb plates throughout their body, clear, cylindrically arranged. So in that case, they are radial. So they are biradials. They have a biradial symmetry. Level of organization is just like that Cnidarians. They are also tissue level of organization, blind sac body plan, and diploblastic. And appendages, they may have tentacles, or sometimes they may not have tentacles. It is not that always they are having tentacles. But when they are present, they are 2 in number. Now, body wall, just like the Cnidarian, they also have the epidermis outside, gastrodermis inside, and in between epidermis and gastrodermis there is the mesoglia, clear, which contains the mesoglia is different from that of the Cnidarian, so often they are called the base initiation of triploblastic. Now, special adhesive cells, coloblast cells or lasso cells are present on the epidermis of the tentacles, which then help them to capture the food. So coloblast cells or lasso cells which are present in these tentacles. These tentacles, you can see here, these tentacles often contains, epidermis of these tentacles contains coloblast or lasso cells, clear, which helps them to capture food, and locomotion mainly by ciliary plates. You can see here they are ciliary plates. So they are 8 in number, evenly distributed throughout the body, clear, 8 in number. So several cilia joined together forming 8 plates. Several cilia joined together forming 8 plates, evenly distributed throughout the body, clear, and these are called comb plates. And due to these, they are often called comb jellies. They are acoelomate. The body does not possess any coelom. Gastrovascular cavity is present. So the gastrovascular cavity, that is digestive tract, you can see here, this is the mouth and this is the aboral, that is opening, that is anus and all. So it is a complete one with 2 openings, mouth and anus, and the digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. And sense organ, there is another important thing here. The sense organ, clear, is called statocyst, which is mainly meant for balancing, and that is present in the aboral. So this is the mouth portion and this is the aboral portion, that is oral portion, this one. This is the arboreal portion, and sense organ is present in the statocyst, which is present in the arboreal end. Clear? So that is also an very different from the other organism. And reproduce only by sexual means. They are hermaphrodite. Clear? And fertilization is generally external, like that of fishes. The fertilization external, and do not have such particular larval phase. So there are different like Tinoplana, Bode, etc. are the organism under this phylum. Now, some unique feature of this phylum is that they have the comb jellies. Clear? There's the comb jellies or comb plates. Clear? As they have the comb plates, they are called comb jellies. They have biradial symmetry. That means internal organs, tentacles, they have a bilateral symmetry, but the comb plates which are present, they are in radial symmetry, makes it a radial symmetrical appearance. So they have biradial symmetry. The ciliary comb plates is very important. They have adhesive cells. In the tentacles, they have coloblast cells for capturing the food, and presence of the statocyst or balancing organ at the arboreal part of the body, and there are 2 anal pores. All these are very unique feature for the ctenophorans. Exclusively marine, no other. There is no other forms like terrestrial or aquatic, freshwater aquatic. So all these are the very particular unique feature for this ctenophores. Another phylum which we want to discuss now is the Platyhelminthes. So Helminthes, clear, the contains 2 phylum, the Platyhelminthes and Aschelminthes or Nemathelminthes. So now we are going to discuss Platyhelminthes. Now Platyhelminthes, commonly called flatworms. So you can easily understand flat. That means the body is dorsiventrally compressed. Clear? Likewise, you can see here. So likewise, it is absolutely a flat one, not this one. Clear? So this body is totally typically a flat body. Clear? This type of flat body. Body is flat. This portion, this height portion is, you can see here, is not there. So flat body. So here you can also see the body is dorsiventrally flat. So it is very typical for this, and they have bilateral symmetry. You can see here easily. So you can divide into equal halves. So they have bilateral symmetry. Level of organization is organ level of organization, or we can extend up to organ system level of organization. Clear? Very primitive organ system of level of organization or organ level of organization. Now triploblastic, they are the first under the evolutionary part. This is very significant that they have the first to have the triploblastic. That means endoderm, ectoderm and mesoderm. Clear? 3 germinal layers. The body develops from 3 germinal layers: ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. So they are the first 2 in the animal kingdom to have triploblastic origin. Now blind sac body plan, that means one sac-like structure inside. Head pauses at the anterior end. There is the head. Clear? Brain, sense organs, and appendages is completely absent. Clear? Sometimes they may be cilia may be present in the body surface, but as such appendage is completely absent in this group. Body wall is single layered of epidermis with muscular layer, and primitive type of circulation and excretion. The cell lies near the external body surface, thus internal body surface of the digestive, to obtain oxygen. Clear? The most of the cells lies on the very close to external surface so that they can get enough oxygen and for removal of carbon dioxide as well as to get the nutrients. So most of the cells are present on the very close to body surface, and they are acelomate. There is no, already we have gone through the cellum, so in between the epidermis and the internal that gastral layer, so there is a fluid filled area, clear, containing the connective tissue which is called parenchyma, specialized connective tissue called parenchyma. So if you go on for the structure, you will see that. So you can see here, this is the outer covering, this is the internal, that is gastral part, clear, and that gut region, this is the gut cavity for the gut region, and this is the endoderm, and in between this outer and inner, outer wall and the inner wall, there is a fluid filled area containing specialized cells called parenchyma cells. So that is also, so they are acelomate. They just say this is not true cellum, but it is consisting of parenchymatous cells, clear, which is a characteristic connective tissue, parenchyma cells. You can see here, and the skeleton, they don't have as such, they don't have any skeleton, but body is maintained firm by the fluid, the turgidity of the fluid present in the parenchyma meshes that maintains the firmness of the body, and this is called hydrostatic hydroskeleton, because the fluid is maintaining the firmness. And digestive tract, you can see, digestive tract is obviously incomplete. That means it is starting, only one opening is there. There is no, mouth and anus are not separate. Clear, only one opening, mouth is present but anus is absent. And respiration is mainly through the body surface. This is throughout the body surface, diffusion. Clear, respiration occurs by diffusion. And the excretion, for excretion they have a very specialized cells which is very unique for this group, clear, this phylum. This is the phlegm cells, clear. These are the excretion is mainly by the phlegm cells, which is very peculiar to this group, and it is discharged through the excretory duct, clear. So you can see here, these are the flagella portions, and these are the cytoplasmic processes, and these flagella, by the beating of this flagella, the excretory substances are taken inside the cell of these phlegm cells, clear. So excretory organ is very peculiar and unique feature of this group, they having phlegm cells. Nervous system is ladder like. You can see here the longitudinal nerves which are joined at the intervals by commissures. So this type of nervous system, this is ladder like of nervous system is present, clear, where the transverse commissures present, and brain is there, consists of brain and two longitudinal nerves, nerve cords. Sense organs, they living primitive sense organs. The eye spots are present, light perception to dorsal surface, because most of them are parasites, clear, and they have sucker. And during in the mouth they have sucker, they have hooks to get attached with the host. Reproduction, they are hermaphrodite. They are hermaphrodite, that means both the sexes are present in the same organism, but it is not that they are self-fertilization occurs. That means that is not that the same female, the female sex organs of the same organism is fertilized by the male one. Cross-fertilization is mainly encouraged, and gonads have ducts, copulatory organs. They are viviparous. That means the offspring generally grows within the mother's body. They are viviparous, and there are various types of larval stage are there. We find various types of larval stage, and they have a high degree of regenerating capacity. You can know because during regeneration, I think you have learned the example planaria. Whenever you cut a planaria from each and every part, they can develop into new ones. So regeneration capacity is very high in this group. In most of the cases, not in all, but in most of the cases, they have a high degree of regeneration. Now, unique features are the tissue, that parenchyma, connective tissue parenchyma, which fills the space between the body wall and viscera. Clear that acelomate, the cavity between the body wall and viscera is filled with the parenchyma tissue. Then these flame cells, this is absolutely unique, clear, for the excretion. This is absolutely unique for the excretion. Not only excretion, it also helps in osmoregulation, that is maintaining the body fluid, clear, the maintaining the osmoregulation, that is also done by flame cells. So this is another very unique feature. Ladder-like nervous system is also an unique feature to this group. So these are the unique feature to this group. Helminthes group, that is Aschelminthes. It is also called Nemathelminthes earlier. So Ascaris is a very common example of Aschelminthes. So let us study the structures of these Aschelminthes. Now these Aschelminthes, these Ascaris, or they are called thread-like. Clear, their body is cylindrical, elongated body, just like this one, cylindrical, elongated body. Clear, this you can see here, this is cylindrical and elongated body, and most of them are free living. Some are parasite obviously, but most of them are free living and mostly in the soil. Some are parasites, but most of them are free living in the soil. Symmetry, you can see here they have bilateral symmetry. Clear, you can see bilateral symmetry. The two, that means if you cut as draw a line in between, you will find two equal halves. So bilateral symmetry. Organ system level of organization, that means they have digestive system, circulatory system, and so on, because already from Platyhelminthes, in Platyhelminthes organ system level of organization has started, but in that case it is very rudimentary. Sometimes we can call it organ level of organization also in Platyhelminthes, but from here we find a true organ system level of organization. Germ layers, and they are triploblastic, that means they develop from the ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. Three germinal layers are there, which from where they have developed. Now they don't have any lateral appendages. You can see that there is no appendages, lateral appendages, that means which are coming out from the body. See, this type of appendages is completely absent. Clear, no lateral appendages are there. Body wall consists of cuticle, and this is very interesting that body wall consists of cuticle, and this cuticle is syncytial, that means they are multinucleate. This cuticle is syncytial, that means they are multinucleate, and muscles, mainly the longitudinal muscles, is present. So in the body wall you can see here multinucleate cuticle with longitudinal muscle. Clear, so body outer external surface of the body contains cuticle which is multinucleate. So it is very interesting that normally in this condition we don't find multinucleate cells, but here we find multinucleate cuticle, and inner to it you have muscles but not circular, only the longitudinal muscles are there. Now body cavity. So body cavity is pseudocellum. Pseudocellum, clear? So this is the alimentary canal. This is the external wall. In between these two, there are large vacuoles, clear vacuoles, which are joined to form a cavity. There are large vacuoles. There are cells which have large vacuoles, and these vacuoles have joined to form a cavity. So it is called pseudocellum, that is false cellum. You can't find the mesodermal lining in the inside, clear, just outside the gut, but and the vacuolated cells form a cavity which is called pseudocellum. And skeleton, there is no skeleton as such. The hydrostatic, clear, the body is maintained by the hydroskeleton, clear, the fluid which is present, they maintain the firmness of the body. Now digestive tract, lastly in Platyhelminthes we have seen incomplete digestive tract with one opening only, mouth, no anus, but here the digestive tract is complete one with mouth and anus, clear, and the mouth is bordered with sensory papilla. Now there is a muscular pharynx. After the mouth there is pharynx, and that also contains muscular for engulfing the food. Now respiration mainly through whole body surface, diffusion and all. Circulation is not bit developed. Excretion by intracellular canal. Clear, excretion, there is by in between the cells there are canals which forms the intracellular canals, or glandular cells are mainly for excretion. The nervous system is nerve ring round the pharynx with dorsal and ventral longitudinal nerve cords, clear, throughout length. So you can see here, these are the nerve rings around the pharynx, and there are dorsal and ventral nerve cords running, clear. So case of reproduction, they are unicellular, and there is unisexual, unisexual, and shows sexual dimorphism. Sexual dimorphism, that means you can easily differentiate between the male and female. So they show sexual unicellular with sexual dimorphism. You can see here, this is the male, which is smaller one, female is comparatively larger. The end of the male is carved, clear, carved, and with pineal city, clear. This is which is absent in female. You can see here there is no such curves or pineal spicules, clear. And so thus you can easily separate the sexes between the male and female. You can easily identify from the externally which is the male and which is the female. So here female is small with carved end bearing pineal spicules, which are the actual organ for copulation, but here we find there is no such carved ends. They are large enough, clear, with no such carved ends or pineal spicules. And fertilization is obviously internal, and the fertilized egg develops into larva. So the development is not direct one, it is indirect one. Larval stage is there and finally grow into adults. Now some unique feature of these Aschelminthes are already we have discussed the syncytial epidermis. That means the epidermis which contains multinucleated cells. So epidermis made up of multinucleated cells. Longitudinal fibers, muscle with longitudinal fibers, clear. And coelom is false coelom. That means a cavity has been formed by the vacuolated cells, but that is not true coelom without any mesodermal lining on both the ends, clear, on both end. Intestine is non-muscular. Sexual dimorphism is present, and complete digestive system is there. So these are the unique feature for this group. So, and go through the examples also.